Retiring with no state income tax, low property taxes, mild climate, lower housing prices, world-class planned communities, and a perfect low airfare hub for those that love and want to travel more. Have I got your attention? Well, I've also got the place, and it's nestled in the entertainment capital world. Take a look at what's around you. Okay, I'm really excited about this one because today is part one of our Retirement in Las Vegas series dedicated to an unprecedented list of reasons why Las Vegas, and Summerlin in specific, is attracting large amounts of today's healthy, active retirees from all over the country. Especially from those colder, more crowded, and more expensive states with high taxes and little lifestyle options for us retirees other than, ooh, step aside, boomer, your time is over? What? If you're watching this, you get it. Welcome back. My name is Chris, and I'm a realtor with the RA Brokers Consolidated and the host of New Life West Vegas. Now, let's get into some of the reasons I mentioned earlier. Stick around for our closing message and a promise. In this and upcoming episodes, we'll be covering several subject matters that range from lifestyle advantages like outdoor activities, shopping, dining and entertainment, to economic and fiscal subjects like tax advantages, estate planning, and of course, my favorite subject, real estate. And along the way, many will realize that these subject matters and reasons for choosing Las Vegas aren't just for retirees. Example, telecommuters and entrepreneurs are choosing this amazing city and community for many of the same reasons that retirees are. Looks like our generation is still blazing the trail after all. Listen up, younger generations. You might just learn a few things. After all, we may be retiring, but we're still not done yet. And oh yeah, our music was better. Okay, consider this. If you're anywhere near retirement age and looking for a city and a community where you can enjoy the fruits of your hard labor and get the most of your retirement days, you may just want to consider Las Vegas. Okay, I can hear you all collectively thinking, Vegas? I spend a small fortune every time I go there. Can I afford that level of constant glitter and glam? Do I even want that lifestyle? I mean, people visit and vacation in Vegas. They don't move there, do they? Well, you'd be wrong. And today, we're going to point out more than just a few practical reasons why thousands of retirees are indeed choosing Las Vegas for active, affordable retirement living. And as stated before, it's not just retirees who are choosing to move here. I know this firsthand because my wife and I had the same misconceptions. You see, for us, Las Vegas was a place not only to come see family that had recently moved here, it was a place to let our hair down and enjoy a few of the benefits of the undisputed entertainment capital of the world. To demonstrate this misconception, let me tell you a little story. Well, as mentioned, we have family here. Some 20-some years ago, my parents decided to move to Las Vegas for retirement. You see, our parents had chosen to move to Sun City in Summerlin, a 55 and over community is how they explained it to us. But what we envisioned before coming to visit them was an old person's community with burnt out old seniors sitting around complaining about how the country was going to hell in a handbasket. Okay, no comment on that one. Instead, what we saw and experienced blew our minds. Wow, were we wrong. After bypassing the strip and downtown areas we were already familiar with, Our first surprise was driving into Summerlin, an obvious high-end neighborhood with palm tree-lined streets and lush green golf courses. Wait, where are the trailer parks? How could our parents afford this place? The houses were newer and nicer than the one we lived in California. In short, what we saw was a planned community that looked a lot more like Scottsdale or Palm Springs, except it was all new and clean. It had everything right there within a few minutes' drive. I mean, everything a high-end community could ever need or want. And it was all so well planned out with the neighborhood shopping centers, restaurants, movie theaters, parks and walking paths, recreation centers, live performing art theaters. And our surprise and shock continues. For instance, after passing through the beautiful gates of Sun City and pulling into Mom and Pop's driveway, we looked at each other and thought, we've got the wrong address. Apparently, our parents were doing a lot better financially than we thought. Had they been holding out on us? Pop must have made a fortune in the market. Maybe he's betting on games. But what really blew our minds was our parents themselves. They both lost weight and looked great. Mom was taking swimmer-size classes. Pop was walking every day on pathways lined with beautiful vegetation just outside their front door. Now, as they explained it, they had made new lifelong friends and were not only attending parties and backyard barbecues, they were booking and planning cruises and European tours with these new friends. Wait, swimmer-size classes? My mom hates the water. And the best to my knowledge, doesn't even own a bathing suit. And my hardworking father, well, from what I can remember, he hasn't made a new friend in over 40 years. I mean, I turned to my wife and said, these aren't the people I grew up with. People who worked their entire lives and lived in the same 3-bedroom, 2-bath, post-war, ranch-style bungalow with the same couch they had bought when I was in junior high. Who are these people, and what have they done with my parents? And instead of doting over us as expected, they barely had time for us. In fact, they offered to send us down to the Strip for a night because it was their turn for their monthly bunco party. And apparently, they didn't want us cramping their style with their new friends. In other words, they were ready to party. And who wants to party with their kids around? So yeah, even if you've been to Vegas for wild weekends of self-inflicted debauchery, gambling, and entertainment, you don't know Vegas. At least not the Vegas my parents discovered. Maybe Mom and Pop can still teach us something. And to that point, we came home after that 4-day trip questioning the lifestyle in San Diego that we thought we were doing pretty good with. I mean, the house we lived in was smaller, older, and twice as expensive as the one my parents had just bought. And our daily traffic-filled commute was a burden that was slowly sucking the life out of us. And since Summerlin is so much more than just Sun City, we immediately started planning on how we could someday move to Las Vegas and start our next chapter. A chapter that included no state income tax, lower housing and living costs, more activities than ever thought possible, a bigger and better home than we could currently afford in San Diego. And apparently we weren't alone in our family. Shortly following that first visit, my sister and stepmother moved to Summerlin as well and became successful real estate agents. Bingo! This was my pathway to move here sooner than I'd hoped. Now, while I'm not quite ready to retire myself, this was the best decision my wife and I have ever made. And best of all, we are traveling more. And all of that is possible in Summerlin, Las Vegas. Now, in part 2 of the series, we're going to dive deeper into some of the facts figures, and amenities that turns this little story of mine into the reality of thousands of retirees every year. So come join us on this journey. We'll be covering lifestyle, affordable travel options, and quality of life benefits that this amazing city and its planned communities have to offer people of all ages. And who knows? Maybe if you're lucky enough, someday you'll live the life that my parents have discovered in this thriving island in the desert. Now, if you're new to our show and this channel, you should know that while we can't always cover everything in the content of video, the New Life West Vegas website is constantly updated with local service and professional business contacts, as well as feature articles researched and written by my wife and myself. And if there's ever anything that's not covered in our video or our website, we're only a quick, no obligation text, email, or call away. We always address 100% of our inquiries at no cost or obligation to our guests or our community. We can not only help you here in Las Vegas, we have a network of trusted and vetted realtors all over the country and world. Until then, stay safe, stay Vegas strong, and never forget, our generation got to see all the cool bands live. Peace out.